Okay, so we are on insight number 3. Faced with reality, which is a sober view. Meaning when you're in a sober state of mind and not feeling lost. In that sober view. Faced with reality for a few brief moments. So being in that state for a few brief moments. Then the afflicted, meaning the one who genuinely and generally experiences lust and he has this lusted problem. This afflicted person goes voluntarily back to illusion, meaning he goes voluntarily back to a lustful view. So I'll read that again slowly. Faced with reality, sober view, for a few brief moments, then the afflicted goes voluntarily back to illusion, which is a lustful view. This is because the lustful view is what they have known for such a long time, that when confronted with the truth of sober thinking, they believe truth to be falsehood. Now, of course, in some circumstances, this is not true. For example, somebody who experiences lust and is endeavoring to free himself from this lust. When lust comes, he may divert his attention and say, no, this is wrong, and I'm going to focus on here and something else, and try to divert his attention from that, But this is talking about a person who is very truthful with themselves, to such a degree that they believe lust to be true because they feel it, so they cannot deny it, and they say yes, this is true. For example, this is actually talking about a person who believes that when you look at a woman, you're supposed to be you're supposed to view her in a sexual way. If you are not looking at her in a sexual way, then there's something wrong with you. This is talking about a person who believes that when you see a woman, you're supposed to see her in a sexual way, and that is the right way to view. Thus, when in a circumstance that arises, when he does not see a woman sexually, he thinks to himself, what is happening here? I'm not seeing her sexually. I'm not interested in her sexually. What the heck is going on? Oh, I gotta fix my perspective. And he starts working on himself, trying to see her in a sexual way, because he believes that is the truthful way of seeing. So this is talking about a situation where let's say he is with his girlfriend, and the girlfriend is wearing something, trying to appeal to him, to be appealing, and then for whatever reason, the pose that she's posing like, or the outfit that she's wearing doesn't make her appealing, and the whole thing backfires. And at that moment, the man who's looking at this girl is really dumbfounded, because he's looking at her saying, why am I not seeing her as sexually attractive? What the heck is going on? He does not understand that a lot of this attraction stuff is based on positioning, colors, shapes, ideas, so many things put together that all build the overall attraction. Building in him a sense of wanting to engage, and part of that engagement is sexual. So, not believing that he's seeing things correctly, meaning he is really seeing her correctly. He is sober, and he's looking at her going non-sexually, because none of the outfit is matching correctly to be appealing. No, the way she's standing is not appealing. And so reality has smacked him in his face, and he's like looking at her like, wow, puzzled, because he is not experiencing attraction towards her. And he's dumbfounded on what the heck's going on. So he says in his mind, oh, the problem must be me. Something, I'm not seeing her correctly. He doesn't realize he's actually seeing her correctly and with a sober mind, and he's out of illusion. He believes that being in a state of illusion and being attracted to her because of these illusory things, he believes that being attracted to her is the normal state. To be overwhelmed, So he starts to adjust his thinking, shifting his perspective to try to induce in himself a state of attraction, even sexual attraction, to induce himself into that, because he believes that way of thinking to be true. So this is what this is talking about. So I'm going to read it one more time. Faced with reality for a few brief moments, then the afflicted goes voluntarily back to illusion, which is the lustful view. I'll read it again. Faced with a sober view for a few brief moments, then the afflicted goes voluntarily back to the lustful view. This is because the lustful view is what they have known for such a long time, that when confronted with the truth of sober thinking, they believe it to be falsehood. They believe the truth to be falsehood. So he's looking at her and going, oh, I must not be seeing her correctly. And he readjusts his thinking and way of feeling about her so that he induces in himself a state of lust, because he believes that if he looks at her, he's supposed to naturally be sexually aroused or sexually interested in her.